Drew and Angela, quick question. If Shamea was a lap dog, what are y'all? The way these girls are scared to hold Porsha accountable is frightening. Which further proves my point. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to This With The News. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. If you are new here, please like, comment, and share this video and join the family. Thank you. So today we will be recapping the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 episode 15. My fucking hair is throwing me off, y'all. It's throwing me off. You know when you wrap your hair one way and it got like the higher side? I should have wrapped my hair this way, but I wrapped it that way. Anyway, super off topic. The ladies are irritating the fuck out of me because I do not like how one group is not trying to hold those people in that group accountable, but everybody is dogpiling Shamea. Let's get into the recap. So before we start, I would like to say thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I am on a road to 1K. We are on a road because y'all part of this journey too. And we are currently at 955 subscribers. So if you are watching this video, please subscribe to the channel, y'all. Okay, tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it, repost, do all the things. Comment. Love talking to y'all in the comments. So yeah, let's get to 1K. We almost here. We almost here. At 1K followers, I will be going live. First time ever going live. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about things though. We're gonna get into whatever y'all want to talk about. Honestly, we could talk about it all. Pop culture, reality TV, whatever y'all want to talk about, we're gonna talk about it. Now let's get into the recap. So the episode starts off with Shamea and Kelly removing themselves from the restaurant. They are at a different location, which I am guessing is the hotel where everybody is going to change so they can go to the club. Per the episode, at this point watching it, I didn't know that. I thought they just, you know, was like, we're not going back to the house tonight. So yeah, they go to that location. Shamea is hysterical and Kelly says she wants to remove her from the situation because she is hysterical and Porsha is fucking crazy, and they are in a different country, you know, they don't want nothing to go down. Now Kelly comforts her and tells her, like, I know you've been keeping shit close to your chest when it comes to you and Porsha's friendship. And Shamea says, yeah, you know, it's kind of hard to confront somebody that you love so much. So Shamea says in her confessional that her and Porsha was like sisters, and you know, sisters fight. And prior to tonight's events, she thought that, you know, they would somehow find their way back to each other. But after tonight, clearly that will never happen. It won't, babe. Wrap it up, tie it in a bow. Y'all are not friends. Okay, never, ever, ever will be friends. And that is okay. It's okay on both parts. Because why would you want to be a friend with any? No, super messy. Now, she says that Porsha will never find a friend like her ever again, and she is cool off of her. Now, the ladies all had suitcases when they were leaving, and clearly that's because they were staying at the hotel to get dressed to go to the club. Pinky says she is tired of the whole Shamea thing, and they in a whole nother country. It's time to turn up. They want to have fun. Please, thank you. Hurry up. Because do you know you have 30 minutes? Like, wrap it up. So they go to what Porsha claimed as the hottest club in Scotland. It looked like a vibe. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like a vibe. Clearly they're playing, like, you know, hip hop, rap, you know, music. I did see a behind the scenes clip on somebody's Instagram, and they was playing the I'm So ATL, I'm So ATL, and they actually showed that clip on the show tonight with different music. I'm so ATL, I'm so ATL, I'm so ATL, I'm so ATL. Okay, the music be throwing me off. It'd be like, and then it'd be like, not Rihanna, for real. But it'd be just that type of vibe. But they over here like, just pay the tab. Okay, pay the tab to play the actual music, please. Because, but anyways, clearly Cynthia liked the music because she say, is the club owner from ATL? Because this shit lit. I mean, everybody was outside. They even had Twerky outside. Bruh, from when they first arrived with the Air Forces on. Everybody outside, okay? So back at the location where Shamea and Kelly are, which I now realize that maybe it's the hotel too. Shamea is telling Kelly that, you know, I don't want you to babysit. You are on vacation. I want you to have fun too. Kelly say, oh baby, I ain't babysitting nobody, and you bring your ass outside. Change this outfit, get into this kilt, and let's go, okay? I am happy that Shamea decided to go outside at the end of the day. Yes, that was a very hard moment emotionally between them two, but y'all still filming the show. Get the fuck outside, okay? And that's not to be like, and not even to be like that, but baby, the show must go on, literally. Now, back at the club, K Michelle is on the mic now, okay? She is playing MC, host. Fuck with it, because this is the first time I feel like I've seen her really, really, truly have fun. So I love it. I love it. She in her element. She gets on the mic to serenade Phaedra for her birthday to sing Very Special by whatever, however the words go. What's that, VSOP? Ooh, whoa, very special. That's my shit. But yes, I'm like, okay. K Michelle in her bag, she happy, she feeling the ladies, she fucking with the ladies. She's singing happy birthday, saying she's special. But in her confessional, she does say that, you know, she thought Phaedra was a lot differently, and it's kind of like taking her aback how much she actually likes Phaedra. She says she like her. That's what's up though, because I mean, you know, you do kind of gotta get to know her. Y'all know earlier in the season she said, so what's going on with Phaedra? Why she always laughing? That's all she do is laugh. They came a long way. So K Michelle then says that she want to dedicate this song to Delusional Man, and she plays what's that girl name? Drew's song. Okay, never heard of the song, but I love the sportsmanship. I love that she is uplifting her in this moment. That's what's up. Now Kelly and Shamea walk in the club and all the ladies look bothered. Almost all the ladies look bothered, okay? Especially Porsha, Cynthia. Shit. Cynthia, what's your problem? Shamea did something to you. That shit irritated me. I ain't gonna front. But yes, Porsha literally turns and then turn back, and like you can see she's getting ready to grab her shit. She walks off. She says she is not doing that, whatever. But as she's walking off, K Michelle then plays Shamea's song, and now Shamea is on the mic. Porsha goes into like a separate area in the club, and she says, you know what, call me a car, I'm going home, I'm not finna do this.
What the is happening? You just said this girl's mother tried to sleep with your father. You're dancing at her face?
For my girl, Shamea, let's roll! I can't be over there. I can't be here with someone who will go so low.
I kind of understand it. I feel like I've seen like a lot of comments where people was saying like Porsha left so anything wouldn't happen, and honestly I don't think it would have came to that. Like I don't think it would have came to that. Yes, they said some very hurtful things, but to actually throw hands in a club in Scotland when y'all could have just stayed on separate sides, y'all didn't have to be all up on each other. Now Shamea did come in very like, you know, all in everybody's face. But you know what? She's filming a show and she's clocking in. That's what y'all be wanting people to do, clock in, right? So why would people clock in? It's a problem. So shortly after that, Drew walks out to find Porsha. Drew, you're being exactly what you accused Shamea of. Porsha's lapdog. Why the fuck are you looking for Porsha? Why are you so up her ass now? What the fuck? And then shortly after that, K Michelle gets on the mic and say, Porsha, it's your turn to sing a song. Porsha, of course, is leaving out the club at this point, getting into her black truck, and you have Drew and Angela outside talking, and Drew is basically saying like, oh, Shamea, like the audacity of Shamea to show up after that argument and dropping all these bombs and saying that about her mom, as if Porsha didn't say something about her mom first. What the fuck? As if like the selective hate, the selective anger towards Shamea is crazy. I can see if that shit was well-rounded, but it's not well-rounded. It's Shamea is looked down upon for anything she does, whether she's responding or she's the one starting it, as if once again anybody else on this show ain't started shit. Fuck is you talking about? And actually I was about to say I hate to bring it up, but no, I don't hate to bring it up. Angela, she said she would fuck your husband. She said she would fuck your husband. You let that go. Porsha, Phaedra made up a whole lie and told you that Candy said that they were going to drug you and sexually assault you, and you're friends with her. But God forbid, Shamea drops a bomb about a rumor about you saying, or your mom saying, or mom doing, trying to sleep with her dad. After you posted on Instagram, bringing her moms to it. What the fuck is not clicking? I hate that. I hate the selective hate. I hate that one-sidedness. I do not subscribe to that type of bullshit. I don't. And it's bullshit. That's exactly what the fuck it is. So basically, Drew was saying that Shamea should have put Porsha to the side while in the club. No, that would have caused some shit to go down. Pull her to the side for what? What exactly do you feel like they should have talked about right after getting into an argument? Please inform the class. I want to know. Drew, shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up in here. I just feel like everybody are copping pleas for Porsha. And I feel like I've been watching this show since the very beginning. I'm talking about season 1, episode 1, okay? And I have seen things done worse. There has been worse things done. Yes, this is kind of like the biggest like bomb drop because I feel like it involves people that's not on the show. Their moms. You feel me? Parents. That is off limits. Period. In real life, reality TV life, I think that is off limits. I agree. However, shit has been way worse, okay? There has been literal fights on this show. Hands are being thrown. Porsha was one of them. So what are we talking about? Like, for real, what are we talking about? So in Drew's confessional, she says that Shamea started it and Porsha finished it.
Shut up, girl.
That's where you're wrong. Porsha actually started it, but whatever. We know you gonna hump her leg to satisfy her. We know, baby, you don't want to lose that go naked hair contract, huh? I know. Do what you gotta do, but I ain't mad at you. Or am I? So at this point, the only people left in the club are Pinky, K. Michelle, Shamea, and Kelly, okay? All the rest of the ladies left. I can kind of understand why Cynthia and... No, I can kind of understand why Phaedra leave. They did the trip together. Everybody else, bullshit. But Shamea is telling the ladies like she is a little disheartened because, you know, everybody got up and left with Porsha while she was singing her song or whatever. And she feel like they are kind of like being her little minions. And I have to agree. I have to fucking agree, okay? Basically, they wrap up the night, go home. In the morning, Phaedra goes to Porsha's room and tells her that she is going to take some of the ladies to the cemetery, okay? Because she feel like it is best for everybody to separate, to have 2 different groups because of the shit that happened last night. So Porsha says that she is going to take the ladies that's staying to the spa. So the ladies that will be going with Phaedra is Kelly, Shamea, and Cynthia, and then the rest of the ladies will be staying at home with Porsha. Phaedra felt like this will be a good opportunity to speak to Shamea about everything that's happened and just shit in general. And in Porsha's confessional, she says that she felt as though Shamea picked the moment to kind of get her out of her element. Like it was planned, like she did this on purpose while Porsha was trying to move forward. Girl, if y'all buying that shit, y'all lummy as fuck. If y'all are buying that, y'all are lummy as fuck. And I have to give it to Porsha. She is a great fucking reality TV star. But we know that already, okay? Shamea is new. She's new to this reality TV shit. And unfortunately, Shamea is moving like a new person. Sometimes you have new people who already know when, kind of got their footing right, know what the fuck they doing, i.e. Angela. Angela is good at this shit. She's also a great reality TV star. She's also new. But she know what the fuck she's doing. Outside of that bullshit ass lying shit, which every reality TV star go through that type of shit too. She got her footing right based on how to move on the show. Shamea is working with real life emotional feelings. You kind of got to let that shit go while you're on the show. Just slightly, okay? Just a little bit. Not all the way, but just a little bit. So Porsha says, unfortunately today, some of those conversations will have to continue. And Phaedra says, I just don't want my birthday dinner to be ruined by this foolishness. And she said, oh, well, it's definitely going to be ruined, okay? It's definitely going to be something said because at this point, my gloves are off. You feel me? At this point, I'm on whatever type of timing she on. And I'm happy that you're activated because honestly, this really what you wanted. Like, let's be for real. This really what you wanted. At some point, this shit was going to come out. It was going to blow up, whether it was a reunion or while filming was being done. So cut the shit. Please cut the shit. So the ladies are in the car en route to the cemetery. At this point, they don't know they're going to the cemetery. But Cynthia says, oh, I know wherever we're going, it's going to be fabulous. And Phaedra says, yes, fabulous, but we're going to the cemetery. And they all like, what the fuck? The cemetery? What's fabulous about that? And Phaedra says, well, you know, some of the most famous people out of Scotland are buried here. Kelly says, like, who? She said, child, don't give me... Child, I don't know. I done forgot. Girl, what? Phaedra. Now you know. Now back at the house, Porsha is on a call with her sister Lauren, and she is basically updating her on how the trip has been, how the trip is going. She starts off with saying that, you know, First off, we're having a great time. Scotland is a good time. And even me and Shamea, we have been doing pretty good. Until last night, she decides to get into some bullshit. She's like, she didn't say that Shamea brought up Pilar. And that some of the ladies had told her that, and I quote, let me look at my notes to make sure I'm saying it right. She was using Pilar for clout. What? Porsha, you don't even believe that. I think you was using the words wrong, boo. I know it. You an auntie. I get it. You a little older, so you maybe using that in the wrong way. But using her for clout is crazy. Like, crazy as fuck, actually. So they then show a clip of Cynthia on FaceTime with Porsha telling her that Shamea says she is still in touch with Dennis because she's able to see Pilar that way. Now, when Cynthia was telling her this, I wasn't taking it as, in a malicious way. Like, you feel me? I wasn't taking it as if Cynthia was being malicious towards Shamea and also Shamea being malicious towards Porsha. Like, I get to see your daughter still. Honey boo boo. I don't think it was that. Okay, I don't think it was that.
Saying that, you know, she still has a relationship with Dennis because that's the only way she really gets to see Pilar.
Any mother, if you are not cool with someone, you wouldn't want your child around them. It's not like I'm trying to go pick up Shy and Shiloh. Don't use my baby as a flex.
And clearly that is what led to Porsha saying she can't go over there no more. But that makes me realize or think, you said that you don't want your daughter around anybody who doesn't like you, don't wish you well, etc., right? But clearly your daughter was going over there when you and Shamea wasn't cool, like when y'all was still funking prior to you knowing this, right? But once you heard that she is happy that she's able to still see her and have, you know, be in contact with her and have that relationship, that's when you pull your daughter out. So what's the real intention? What's the real intention? Is it because you don't want your daughter around people who don't like you? Or is that's another way to hurt Shamea? And I get it. I'm a mom too. So as a mom, you do whatever the fuck you want with your child. Absolutely. But tell the truth about it. Be fucking real. Because if it's about you not having your child around somebody you like, she should have never been over there after y'all start funking. Let's be fucking for real. So then Porsha tells her like about mom dad gate or whatever. And then says, Shamea daddy ain't never had no teeth. What that got to do with anything? Literally, what the fuck does that got to do with anything? Back in the car, Kelly asked the ladies why did they get out there so fast? They got out there faster than the samples at Costco. And Cynthia says, oh, I didn't leave out that fast. I was there while you was still performing. You still left, boo. You still left. What are you talking about? But Shamea then thanks her, you know, for at least greeting her. But it was a little disheartening for everybody to dip on out, you know, quiet on the creep the fuck out on her. Shamea apologized to Phaedra for everything that happened, and then she starts to give a little context as to where her mind was last night and why she decided to do what the fuck she did. She said that Porsha brought up her mom on Instagram and it hurt her feelings because she like, damn, you talking about my mom? Anybody would feel that way. Why are you bringing my mom into this? Like, you feel me? Why? Porsha knew what the fuck she was doing. And then she basically said it because they're having a back and forth, and that's when the opportunity presented itself to say something. So that's when she said it. Now back at the house, Porsha is still on the phone, and she says after Shamea threw out that accusation, she threw out the accusation. The only thing about her accusation was that it's true. So Shamea lying, but you telling the truth. Why is that always the narrative? Everybody lying, but you telling the truth. Please shut the fuck up in here. Everything can't be a lie. I'm sorry. And honestly, when Lauren said, y'all, there's 2 nuclear bombs, she dropped the nuclear bomb, do you drop the nuclear bomb? Not everybody did. To me, that kind of hinted towards everything is true. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but I feel like what she's saying is both things are true. Porsha mom did try to sleep with the dad. And Shamea mom also did sleep with her husband's brother. Like, fuck it. Lauren says because Shamea knows Porsha so well, she is getting Porsha to play offense while looking like she is on the defense. And her best thing to do is to not respond. Porsha say, being a bigger person is out the door for me, whatever. In Phaedra's confessional, she says she feels as though Shamea is keeping up the friction in the group. First, the whole thing with her telling Pinky that Phaedra says she eat meat. Now, Phaedra, you didn't say she eat meat directly, but you hinted at it. You hinted towards it. You knew what the fuck you was doing too. I hate when people be throwing rocks and then hiding their hands. Like, please shut the fuck up in here. And then this whole thing with she said saying a rude, disrespectful thing to Angela's daughter. First off, it wasn't rude or disrespectful. She said, you are nice to your mom. That is not rude or disrespectful. Maybe nice, nasty, but you literally made up a whole lie saying that somebody was drugged somebody and was going to sexually assault them. But you shocked and appalled and stunned by somebody saying, oh, you are nicer than your mom. Girl, oh, please. Man. Oh, Shamea says she feels as though when people do stuff to her in a group, it gets swept under the rug. It's okay, but when she responds, it's a problem. I agree. That Angela shit from 2 episodes ago got swept under the fucking rug, okay? She got exposed for lying and nobody batted a fucking eye. We didn't hear about it again. Let Shamea have done that, we would have been hearing about it for the rest of the season. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Let's call it what the fuck it is. Call it out for real. Cynthia says, if Porsha would have said something about your mom first, I would have defended you. Shamea said, but she did and you didn't. She said, at the table. Shamea said, no, in general, in real world, in life. What you mean at the table? So you doing this shit just for TV? Fuck is you talking about? Like, girl, everybody need to shut the fuck up in here. Everybody need to shut the fuck up in here. Cynthia, I was rooting for you to become a full-time peach holder, okay? I was rooting for you to be back full-time on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But honestly, this right here shows me why you no longer have a peach. Because you don't have a fucking backbone. And honestly and truly, you are with whoever you are feeling in that moment. You do not know how to hold your friends accountable. And that's your motherfucking problem. So, stay a friend of. Thank you. Now, back at the house, she's still on a phone call. And she said, what is she trying to destiny stop with me? Girl, that's a big word for Elma. Porsha, who told you that? Who told you that? You don't know shit about destiny stopping. Who put that in your head? That's why the aunties need to stay off social media.
Are you destiny swapping with motherfuckers? It's something deeper than mirroring someone. Yeah, when it gets to this level of seediness, it's feeling like a destiny swap.
That's crazy to say.
Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen today. All of this is created by Shamea.
Cause how is the person who have everything you fucking want, no shade, destiny stop swapping with you? She has it all already. What? She don't have Real Housewives of Atlanta? She now is a housewife. She not as popular as you on the show. She was until all this bullshit started. I wouldn't say as popular as you, but people liked her. When her first couple episodes, people was feeling Shamea. But destiny swapping, she literally has everything that you want. She has the husband. She has the house. She has the money. She's a real housewife. Like, I think that's some crazy shit to say. Like, so Porsha finally wraps up that phone call. She takes the ladies out to what they say is the spa. They have to walk through all the dirt and the woods. And when they get back there, it is a container sauna in a small ass jacuzzi. Spa wear. Literally, spa wear. So they say, you know what, let's just go back in the house. Now at the cemetery, they finally arrive. And honestly, the cemetery was just, it was what it was. They got dogs. And the only thing I really found interesting, well, not the only thing, but one of the things I found interesting is that he said that the medical students didn't have anything to work on. So they would get cadavers from the cemetery, literally dig up these old dead people and sell them to the medical school for them to work on. Nasty work, nasty. Back at the house, Drew thanks K. Michelle for, you know, turning on her song and supporting her. And K. Michelle said, you know what, you welcome. You know, I know how hard it is in the industry. You know, do your thing. And, you know, I just be talking shit or whatever. They kind of laugh about the talking shit moment. And honestly, I'm happy they wrapped this shit up because, like I said, I hate overly produced drama. You feel me? There was no real tea there. There was no real drama. And I'm happy they could leave that shit alone. Now, one thing I did notice, Pinky had like on a stripper outfit under her coat. Girl, where the fuck did you think he was going? It's cold as fuck in Scotland. What do you have on? I'm confused. Like a motherfucker. Now, Pinky asked Porsha like basically why she left last night. And Porsha says she didn't have a chance to digest the shit at the dinner. And that's why she had to get up out of there. I can understand that. I literally can completely understand it. I can understand that, you know, I need to decompress. I need to think this through. I don't know if I really want to be by this bitch right now. I can give her grace for that. Now, Drew asked the ladies Kay and Pinky, how do they feel about Shamea since they are, you know, just now getting to know her. And Pinky says that she can see the changes in Shamea. And even when coming here, Shamea said that she was ready for whatever. K. Michelle says that she was actually very surprised by what happened at the dinner, because every time Shamea talked about, you know, Porsha and her's friendship or lack thereof, she would get emotional, even to tears, even to the point of tears. So I just feel like, so she was kind of thrown off by it or whatever. She didn't know where it came from. Porsha says that she was enjoying Scotland and even was thinking that at some point her and Shamea would get to, you know, slowly get back to where they once were. Basically saying that she was willing to be friends with her again. Porsha, why the fuck are you lying? You were never going to be friends with her again. This friendship been over since it's been over. Let's be fucking for real. Like, and y'all probably eating that fucking lie up. Don't let that girl lie to y'all. Now in K. Michelle's confessional, she said she lying. Exactly. Lying like a motherfucker. She said, we talked plenty of times and Porsha never brought up the fact that she wanted to mend things with Shamea, because she don't. Like, she fucking don't. They asked her how she really feel. Porsha says she is very disappointed and she can see that Shamea really hates her. Pinky said hate is a strong word, and it is. Hate you? Like, girl, I don't know what it is about me, but I hate when people try to play like this victim role when they're not a victim. You cannot be a victim when you has been just as nasty as she is. Like, now back at the cemetery, things are getting a little dark, things are getting a little weird, things are getting a little demonic. Too demonic for me, okay? Exorcism, concentration camps, and Phaedra, a mortician, dead body loving ass, wants to go back to witness the area where the exorcisms happened. And Cynthia ass goes with her. What? Y'all good? Like, are y'all cool? Okay? Kelly and Shamea being the smart ones, they stay behind, okay? And Kelly takes that time to speak to Shamea about everything that happened last night. And she asks her how, you know, how she really feeling. Shamea says, she starts to cry, get a little emotional. And she says, you know what? I honestly do feel a lot better that I let it out and I'm letting things out, even though it may hurt people's feelings. And I could completely understand that. Everybody has been walking around, especially the people who consider themselves friends with her, and even the ones who don't really like her, and have been saying that Shamea has this dark cloud around her and she's different and this and this and that. So maybe she did need to let the shit out. You know, yes, a lot of bad may come with that, but some good may too, like her fucking mental health. So Porsha then shows the ladies where they will be having Phaedra's birthday dinner at. It's on the grounds. It's in like a library looking room. Real antique. It gives, I don't know, but it is a cute setting for a birthday dinner, especially where they at in Scotland. Now back in the car, they're on their way home, and Shamea is asking Phaedra, like, how does it feel to be, you know, having another year around the sun? And she said, you know, this is like a reset for me, and I kind of take my time to figure out, you know, where I want life to go moving forward. Shamea then asks her, how was it co-parenting with Apollo after the divorce, and how is it dating? And Phaedra says that she hasn't really dated, and that during those 7 years she only dated 2 people.
Shut up, girl.
I was with Cynthia. Cynthia in her confessional said, bullshit. I agree. Bull fucking shit. Okay? Bullshit. But y'all know Phaedra be lying. Phaedra literally be lying. Okay, so there's nothing new there. So the ladies are well rested and are ready for dinner. They are meeting up in the common room where they are getting drinks before, you know, talking before actually going into the actual room for dinner. The first ladies to arrive are Angela K, Cynthia, and Drew. Now, Cynthia is kind of like, you know, debriefing them on what happened at the cemetery and how Shamea was saying that she feels like it's a problem. It's good when they do it. It's a problem when she do it, which is true. And Cynthia said, I don't have a problem with you, Shamea. And Kay says, that's the thing. That pulls at my heartstrings because I don't want anybody to feel like they're being ganged up on. And that's what it's giving. Y'all, I mean, I'm pretty sure they can see that. The actual housewives can see that it's giving y'all ganging up on that lady. So at that moment, Pinky, Shamea, and Kelly comes in, and shortly after, Porsha comes in, and she does stand by Shamea's chair when she's talking to everybody. I said, okay, Porsha got her game face on. She got her reality TV hat on. She is ready for tonight. She said, I'm not gonna get blindsided today. Not going to happen. Now, Phaedra comes into the room. She is wearing white. She looks good. She has a fur on. I noticed that Porsha was wearing white too. Why are you wearing the same color as a birthday girl? Y'all a couple? What's tea? They get a man who is playing a bagpipe to lead them into the room where they are having dinner. The ladies sit down. Of course, y'all know birthday dinners always got a toast. They show Cynthia Well, they show Phaedra first saying like, you know, I am so thankful to be with this group. I've been here since 2009. Me and Cynthia came in together. Cynthia says, I think that's why we have such a good bond, because we did start this together, and I've seen how resilient you have been. She give her flowers, whatever, happy birthday. And then they move on to Porsha. Porsha says, you know what, I really fuck with you. I thank you so much for being there in the silent times when I had nobody to lean on. I had you. In Shamea's confessional, she said, are they best friends? Literally, you know when your best friend on some bullshit, like, you don't really fuck with that girl like that. Y'all forget that Shamea and Porsha was really friends. She see right through that shit. Okay, she see right through that shit. They shit was never that deep. Okay, and then in Angela's confessional, she said basically Porsha is juicing this up and is trying to convince them that Shamea meant nothing to her, which is a lie. She's showing just how hurt she is, just like Shamea has been showing how hurt she is. Crying every fucking second, apologizing for shit she shouldn't be apologizing for. What really cracked me up was the fact that Shamea said she wasn't even at your wedding. How you calling her in the silent times and shit, nothing nobody else know about, but you didn't give her an invite to your fucking wedding? That's how I feel about that, okay? That's exactly how I feel about that. And also, Drew in his fucking confessional with his motherfucking cardigan and his blue jumpsuit. We know you just got off the table, but you couldn't wait till after the season was over. She was trying to be snatched for that reunion. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Now, Porsha gives Phaedra her birthday gift. It is a proclamation, Lady of the Glen, whatever the fuck that means. Phaedra is happy, so that's all that matters. They then start to talk about the cemetery and how that went. Michelle asked them, have they ever almost died? And all of them basically say, yeah. I think Porsha even said a couple times or twice or something like that. And Michelle goes on to talk about her surgeries and how hard it was and disheartening it was to hear that her surgeon had told or her doctors had told her mom that she may not make it, and told her son that she may not make it. She said it really hurt her feelings, and it made her look at death in a different light. She said she was begging God to just give her another chance. You know, yes, I made a bad mistake. Just give me another chance at life. And she said she hoped one day she can get to the point where she's able to be comfortable enough to do things like go to a cemetery, but death scares her. And I think that's understandable. I think a lot of people are scared of death. So, you know, she shouldn't feel shame for that. The ladies console her and say, you know, things will get better. At this moment, this kind of makes everybody pretty emotional. Drew gets a little emotional. She says that has made her realize that she hasn't went to go see her dad in 2 years, you know, visit his gravesite in 2 years. So she's emotional. Angela also is emotional. You know, y'all know her mom passed last year, very recent. So very understandable. She gets up and walk away, I think, to go get like some tissues. Drew also leaves out. Porsha goes after Drew. Shamea didn't take that time to address the rest of the ladies in the room. She says, like, you know, once again, apologizing for what the fuck happened last night. She said she did not want it to get to that point, and she had already apologized to Phaedra. Michelle asked her, what made you say that, you know? And at this point, Pinky is in her confessional, and she says that Shamea is a serial apologist. And basically, like, stop fucking apologizing. But yeah, when Kay asked her why did she get to that point, she said it's been festering for a long time. She said she wished it didn't happen. Yes, it was wrong time, wrong place, but it happened, and she apologized once again, okay? And Kelly's confessional, she said, man, stop fucking apologizing, okay? Stop apologizing to these girls. They don't give a fuck. They wouldn't apologize to you, and I agree. Please shut the fuck up in here. Shamea, stop saying sorry, okay? Stop saying sorry. You said it enough. Drew and Porsha come back in. Porsha say, oh, it's so quiet. I thought y'all would have been laughing and giggling. And it was like, oh, no, we were talking about what happened last night. Clearly trying to bait her into conversation. She didn't take the bait. The people come out with the cake shortly after. They also bring like a young girl out to do like the little Scotland dances. You know, Scotland trip end on a good note, okay? There's no more fighting, no more arguing. Of course, next episode, the ladies will be back in Atlanta. This was a good episode. They pissed me smooth the fuck off. Not gonna hold y'all, but it was a good episode. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, please drop a purple heart below. Also, please like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 1K, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.